know, bodybuilding physique, detail, fullness. Because I find when I do stuff like that, when I go crazy with the weight and lift really heavy, it becomes an all-over movement where I'm just recruiting everything. I'm just getting up. And that for me, that's great for building power and like that kind of fortitude. But bodybuilding is like breaking the body down into parts. And like training each part as directly as possible so that it all adds up. Because when I power lift or I train like that, it's great for me to get strong, but it misses parts of the link when it comes to hypertrophy. Because even if I'm standing up and doing a shoulder press, they're standing there doing a strict overhead barbell press or there's a push press. What's going to lead to more hypertrophy of the shoulders? In my opinion, it's going to be to stand in really strict barbell press. But how many people allow their ego to not step in and prevent them from doing a push press for bodybuilding? I think push press is amazing. I'm just going to say this because I love powerlifters. I'm all for all types of training. But this is a message to bodybuilders because I'm obviously a bodybuilder. Know the line, know when to draw the line. When you're in that rack and you're doing those overhead presses, tell yourself, am I using my legs? Am I using my fucking calves? Am I pressing from, you know, the ground up, or am I stimulating my shoulders? There's a fine line because you can cross over just by adding 5 kilos too much, or, you know, getting a little bit too zealous in the rack. So you want to make it harder for yourself, and that's why you want to always take a movement and always take an exercise and execute it in a manner that makes the weight feel more than it is. There's lots of ways to do that. I used to be guilty of it myself. I used to always be guilty of it because I was always about the weight. I was like, yeah, fuck it. I know I can move weight, so I wanted to move weight. But it made holes in my physique. Not really, no. Probably because people like myself, we don't bring it up to people because it's kind of one of those messages that you give it out and everyone thinks you're actually just being an arsehole. When you're not, your intentions are good and they're pure. You are literally trying to help people who want to bodybuild, but they kind of feel like vulnerable in a sense that, oh, he's attacking me. Like, he doesn't have my best interest at heart. You know, I'm getting stronger and that's great, but he's saying, sort it out. And that's where that maturity comes in. Because I used to be the same. Like, I used to lift weight. I had no, what's the word? When you're not, yeah, like basically, like, yeah, I had no right to kind of touch the weights I was, but young man mind, big ego, obviously trying to seek instantaneous gratification led to me trying to move weights that would please everybody in the gym at the time, but was it pleasing my physique in the long run? It wasn't. And that's when I started working with Jordan, like a few years ago, initially, the first thing he did was destroy my ego and show me how to execute everything properly. And then once that happened, I went from being 5th at the British to, you know, 1st and overall within a year. So it says a lot about how you like actually exercise. Because this is another thing people take for granted. It's like, it's not enough to just go in the gym and train. Like, there's different levels of training, there's different accuracy of training, and there's different reasons to train in. It's not as simple as I go to the gym 5 days a week. What are you specifically trying to get out of the gym? Is your training orderly to fit that goal? Is your training specific enough to allow that goal to even be a reality? And that's where you've got to really look into the finer details and actually adjust the training. Because it's all too good to say, go in the gym and do shoulder press, do laterals. How? How do shoulder press? How do laterals? Why? And those are the things that will determine your kind of results, because you can get results in so many different means by the way that you deliver the information to the body, because it's all information in there. You're just putting information in, your body's processing and then giving you a sum from the formula. And just because shoulder press is shoulder press, it doesn't mean every time you put that in it's going to be the same and have the same result. You have to be more accurate than that. So take into account all these things. Piece of paper saying 3 sets of shoulder press times 12. If your coach says that, say how, why, what form, what tempo. Get a little bit deep with it.